Does size matter to you? Does it matter to you? I can hear you like, yeah, yeah, and I'm also so dreadful of people who say it doesn't matter. It affects how I'm feeling. Duh, it matters. Yes, yes, it does. Hey, carry on. Oh, you're just like, to be honest, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't. Which one are you? Good evening. My name is Eric, and this is Eric's Stories. I want us to talk about size and whether or not it does matter. All right? And before you disregard me as, how would you know, Eric, you're a man? From my reading and conversations I've had with women, I talk to women, duh. I want to share that with you. Please make use of the comment section and also the DM. It's open just for you. I'm on Twitter and Instagram and also on YouTube. While at it, subscribe to the channel. Come on. Urologists and wives and girlfriends for a long time. I've suffered trying to reassure a lot of men that it's not so much the size of the boat, but how you captain it. But still, the debate is not going to cease, will it? Guys are just like, no, it matters. It matters. Sometimes back, I used to go out in the yesteryears quite a bit. And every time you talk to a guy about sex, they were the warriors. They're like, hey, I don't know if it's this ballet, but yesterday, like when I woke up in the morning, guys were just giving me salute. The neighbors, I performed. Every guy performs. Every guy is a warrior. Every guy is a warrior, at least to himself. I wonder what the women would have to say. Now, I want to share with you some of my findings. Hopefully, we're going to dispel a few stereotypes and also find out who it matters most to, if at all it does matter, this issue of size. Okay? But before we get started, it's important for me to share that it's not a must that it should matter, and it's also not a must that it shouldn't matter. Human ways are various. People want what they want, and they want different things. Women aren't homogeneous, neither are men. So before you choke yourself to death and start trying to look for enlargement options, maybe just hold on a little. There is just somebody who you might make really, really happy, just the way you are. All right? So an American study surveyed women's preference concerning size and concluded the following. I thought this was important for this conversation, so I want to share. They concluded that width rather than length is a more important factor of sexual satisfaction. Width rather than length. Women, not me. Second thing they concluded, of the 50 women surveyed for the study, 45 of those women reported that they felt better, all right, with width more than they felt with the length. Only 5% reported that length felt slightly better. But a whooping 45% reported that width felt better. Width. All right? Can you imagine? So don't kill yourself just yet. Andrew, relax. According to yet another different study I read, I want to share with you, most women say they may initially enjoy the sight of a big guy. So they see a big guy like initially. But their next reaction is often, ouch, ouch, ouch. Why? Because they said bigness can be overwhelming and painful. Bigness, they said, can be overwhelming and painful. Though further down in my reading, I found out that other findings say that women can do their part by using Kegel exercises to tighten their walls, leading to a snugger fit. So if you're already dating or married to a guy who's Mr. Gadget, he has a huge machine gun, so Kegels can be your friend. All right? Proceeding swiftly. In yet another study by Psychology Today, 1,500 readers were polled about male body image, and over 71%, that's an overwhelming number, thought that men overemphasized the importance of their equipment size and the shape. And generally, the women polled cared more about width and less about length. And that was startling to me. So this obsession about size is the making of men more than it is of women, at least according to research. So before you die trying to get pills or something to rub on your machine gun so that it's enlarged a bit. Maybe you want to have a conversation over dinner with your significant other. I wish we were in a society where men were very open and women also understood how to handle some of our concerns. So just say, I really feel tiny. I feel really tiny, like I feel like a boy. And that's why every time we want to do it, I have to tell you, switch off the lights, because I feel like it's just a dot. And then you can turn around and say, oh my goodness, Philip, don't worry about it. Oh my God, your dot is a mountain to me. I know it's a hole, but look at what you're digging, man. Look at what you're digging. You're doing a phenomenal job. This is a whole wheat farm. Right? One fascinating thing in my reading that I found out, according to research, there is no correlation between size and race. You know those stories about a dark guy has the biggest machine gun and then a white guy has a pistol? Not true. Not true. It's possible to find a white guy who has a big machine gun. It's possible. So I thought to just throw that in there. So don't be given to those stereotypes. It's not true. Now, the real advantage, which was fascinating to me, the real advantage to your man having a larger member from research is the possibility of increasing your chances of getting pregnant. Can you imagine? Slightly though. How, you wonder? They said that a larger equipment allows the male to deliver the sperm farther into the woman's birth canal, slightly increasing the chances for the sperm to impregnate the ovum. Slightly. It's slightly. Doesn't mean that if you're not large, you can't impregnate somebody. I mean, evidence is in the streets about guys who are meek, but still they make people pregnant. So that was the only recorded advantage. Of course, there are other advantages. Maybe your preference is that somebody has a machine gun because that really makes you pleasurable, or rather feel pleasure. And that's just okay also. Okay? So more men than women, according to my reading, are most concerned with the equipment size because of their fear that a smaller equipment makes them less manly. So, newsflash, it's a male problem more than it is a women problem. Can you imagine? All right? But again, some people would be happier with other preferences. Okay? Now, supposing you're dating somebody who shows some sort of feeling of insecurity around the size of his equipment, what do? I went through the trouble to find that out for you, because sometimes, again, maybe through high school, he was told that, oh, you're tiny. Maybe another friend of his saw him pee and they're like, oh my God, you're such a midget. And then now he just feels like, oh my goodness. Now he's embarrassed and he can't bring it up because he doesn't know how to communicate. Now, according to sex therapists, not me, they say that you remind him that his techniques bring you joy more than the size of his equipment. This is only if you're happy. If you're happy in your sex life, and you're kicking it, and he does a good job, but you can sense he's still insecure, maybe going to the bedroom, he's like, let me switch off the lights. Don't, wait. Or he jumps into his trouser because he doesn't want you to see him. You could just say, you know what, Ambrose, I'm very happy. To be honest, you're not tickling me. I am happy. You are a gifted man. You have not only gifted hands, but you're very gifted. Tell him. Second thing sex therapists propose that you tell him your satisfaction in having sex with him is not based on his physical size, but it's also based on love, intimacy, and affection. Tell him that how he makes you feel before, during, and after count for so much more. This is only if you are happy. If you're not happy, no use lying to him. Look for an alternative or end the relationship, or I don't know what else. See a therapist before you end the relationship. And then ultimately, countless studies are just showing that the person attached to the equipment matters more in terms of sexual satisfaction than the equipment. What do you feel about that? All right? The person attached to the equipment matters more. So you needn't worry. I guess everybody has their own feet, And as they say, just like engagement rings and fast food restaurants, bigger doesn't always necessarily mean better. What do you feel about that? Does size matter to you? Does it? Does it matter to you? Hmm? Good evening. Speak to you soon.